I would think that was a drug deal
Yeah, that went wrong.
gone sideways.
Yep.
That's what seems to me anyway. You know, and that's pretty clever when you think about it. Putting the drugs in the burger.
Yeah, people just order a meal. Sonic gets their money. You get your drug deal done.
Exactly.
And no one is the wiser.
And no one's
yeah.
the wiser.
And they have food for when they get the munchies.
That's
so it's
true.
Perfect.
It's the perfect combination right there. I'm sure it's Sonic approved in a lot of ways.
Yeah, you know, and that was the thing. I didn't realize that Sonic was individual franchises either.
Oh.
So, yeah, this was a franchisee. So they were Sonic, the corporation, was kind of distancing themselves a little bit.
Imagine
saying,
they were.
You know, yeah, like we have no idea what the hiring policies are.
What's the name? What? Sonic?
Yeah. Speak of distancing. Yeah, speaking of distancing themselves really, really quickly, because it's true crime after all. Touchy true crime, but true crime. Just to say, Michael Cohen got 3 years, by the way, in federal prison for his role in whatever it may be that he was doing. So just want to throw that in there. That was handed down today.
Yeah, lying
3
to
years.
Congress.
Yep.
That was the. Yep.
Yeah, that was handed down today. Got 3 years federal penitentiary, and you know it'll be probably one of the nicest, poshest penitentiaries known to man.
And it won't go 3 years. And boy, it sure could have been a lot worse.
It could have been so much longer. Yeah,
decades.
Yeah,
he got off pretty easy.
He did get off pretty easy. I would imagine I'd look for. Yeah, we won't go into that. Never mind, because there seems to be a lot of fire on the way. But anyhow, that's a whole nother topic. Okay, moving along.
One that we have studiously avoided for some time.
Exactly. And we will continue to do so.
Well, speaking of fire and food, there was a man, I can talk about this because we're not totally sure if he's a criminal or not, but he was trapped in the grease vent of a Chinese restaurant for 2 days.
Oh, I would love to be there for 2 days.
What? The guy was stuck in a vent of a fast food joint.
Yes.
And
there are photos. Yeah.
Oh my good Lord. How
he looks like he was like he's been a mechanic for 10 years and never washed. Yeah, he looks awful.
Oh my good Lord. And that's underground, right? The grease vent. Oh my gosh.
I know. So it's from the Alameda, which is not really that far from me, San Francisco area. I guess people heard a faint voice calling for help, right? From this building, and eventually the firemen came, and it took them about an hour to get him out. But they think that he was crawling through. This is what it is supposed, that he was crawling through the vents to burglarize the place.
Oh well, stupid criminal! Come on, you're gonna choose a vent where grease is. Wow.
Now wait a minute. How can you get stuck in a grease of all the places? It's not like it was a sandpaper vent.
Yeah.
A gum vent. Yeah, exactly.
You know, grease is slippery.
Vent. Right. So you would think he would have just shot through there.
Maybe that's what he was thinking. Maybe that's what he was thinking. He's thinking, bro.
Maybe. And when you look at the photos, like, this is a small space.
It's not very big.
Yeah.
No.
For that long of a time. And to think, like, after 2 days, like, he was extremely dehydrated. He was in serious condition. He's going to be fine. But to let's say you do want to burgle the place. You crawl into an event and you think, I'm going to this is going to be great. And then you get stuck and nobody responds to you for 2 days.
Well,
like, you think you're going to die in there.
Yeah. If he was a criminal, in some ways, that's just justice right there. You know, poetic justice. Getting stuck when he was going to commit a crime, if indeed he is a burglar. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
What else would he be?
Well, he's not. Yeah, he's not the maintenance man. You know, they would have said that. Right? They would have said maintenance man, caught in vent. No, this guy was just some guy up the street going. Yeah, it probably started off with something like this. Hey guys, watch this. That's how it started.
As a lot of good crimes do.
Yes. Or hold my beer.
Yep.
Nothing ever comes after that that's good.
Hold my beer. Yeah.
Unreal. So, like, I couldn't believe just sort of the bevy of food stories that were available this week, and kind of the strange crimes in general. I want to get the next one I want to get to, Joel, is the one that you were talking about right before we hit the air. Like, is it because the holidays are coming up? What's going on?
I don't know. I've noticed that too. A lot of strange stories coming out. And it's got to have something to do with the holidays. It's got to be that holiday stress or something going on.
Well, remember the law of jet propulsion. For all the good cheer, merriment, good feeling, all the very positive things that are absolutely at the core of the holiday season, you basically have a similar, if not equal, amount on the other side. It's just the way it is. And people who don't have those feelings then just feel that much worse. Or people who can't afford the presents, and on and on and on. The one thing, my mother lately has been watching all the Hallmark.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. All the Hallmark, Christmas romances.
Oh, sure.
The formula. It's so repetitive. But anyway, I got to admit, they get to be kind of addictive after a while, but so many, the positive, I will say, real world positive, they do remind you that there are all kinds of people, who have a lot of problems heading into the holidays, family problems, money problems, personal problems, and they have to be dealt with. And if they're not dealt with, then the holidays can be worse than any other time of year.
Holidays are really a state of mind, though. Just don't put a tree up and don't acknowledge it, and you'll be all right.
Well, but do you really want to do that? You want to miss out?
Well, when I was a bachelor, I never had a tree. Then later on in life, when I was a bachelor, I was given this tree that was already pre-lit and pre-decorated as maybe a foot tall. Slammed on the table. There you go. Christmas underway.
There you go. I know. I didn't always do it when I was single either. But I do like to get into the spirit, and it's like you can't avoid it when it comes to commercials. And like if you'd have to stay off media altogether.
Shopping, unless you're a hermit, it's pretty hard to miss. But and there's the music. Think about it. So there's so much, such an overwhelming sentiment of good cheer. It's either celebratory or it's contemplative, but it's all supposedly positive. But if you don't have those feelings, if you don't have those things that are supposed to, that are supposedly the core of the holiday season, if you can't relate to those things, and on and on and on, then it's worse than any other time of year, because you still have all your problems, plus you have the expectation of having positive things that you just don't have.
But but the thing of it is, Christmas is supposed to be the giving season, right? It's supposed to be giving someone help. Giving doesn't always have to be a gift. It can be a minute of your time, an ear.
Yeah, I totally agree. People really get like, what's with the? I saw an ad the other day, you guys. Like, I don't know if it was during a football game where it was a guy driving a truck, like one of those big, larger than large pickup trucks. Yeah. And the entire bed of the truck was full of brightly wrapped presents with netting over the top. The entire bed. So just to give you guys an idea, that's an entire cord of wood. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what the bed of a truck is. Yeah. Totally full of presents. And then behind it, he was hauling a trailer with a Christmas tree that was big enough for the White House.
Wow.
And no, I'm serious. It's a crazy ad. And I'm thinking to myself, like, if that's the standard that people are comparing themselves to,
really,
this is silly. It's silly.
I think most people know that that's aspirational.
But
I guess.
Yeah, and I don't know. People get too hung up on buying crap.
That's I didn't think it was Christmassy. I thought it was like really consumery, but not Christmassy.
That's what Christmas has become, as a consumer holiday. Mm-hmm. When I was a kid, it was all about the birth of Christ.
Yeah, us too.
You went to church, you heard the story, you got a few presents, Santa Claus. Yeah, Santa Claus had come, wrap it up, done. Now it's become, the retail outlets have just made you feel like complete dog crap if you can't afford the newest Xbox.
Which is just ridiculous, because there's so many people that can't, and they don't want their kids thinking Santa doesn't love them, and so they're going into debt. And I'm like, you know what? Teach your kids something different about Christmas. Maybe they won't appreciate it right now, but when they get older, they will be happier. I promise you.
True.
Because, they're not going to be so sucked into that, like kids that do get everything they want. Then they feel like they have to be parents like that.
Yeah, like this weekend, we're going to go to the Angel Tree, and we're going to pick a name off the Angel Tree to buy a present for a less fortunate child. And, maybe a couple of them. That way the kids can give back so they can see what it's like to give instead of always taking.
That's very good. I got to say, playing devil's advocate a bit here, I think while certainly the commercial, the consumerism side of it is obviously still very prevalent, and let's face it, it's not like it's going to go away. But I do think we kind of became aware of that. And I think it really started way back in the 60s. Remember Charlie Brown? Part of why that won Charlie Brown. I hadn't realized how many of those specials have now been made. It's like, I don't know, is it 40 or 50?
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
It's an enormous number. And what are the two that are shown over and over and over and over and over, always the most popular, are always at the top of the list? It was the very first one, which was a Charlie Brown Christmas, and it's the next one, which was the Great Pumpkin, the Halloween one. So the first Christmas one, the first Halloween one, those hold up. Those are the ones you're going to see on prime time to this day on network TV. Why? Well, that Charlie Brown one, really, if you watch it, the whole thing is about it's a reaction to consumerism, right? And Sally talking about, it's all run by an Eastern syndicate and all this and on and on and on and on. And it sounds so jaded for kids, but I think it really hit people, and I think they started to look at themselves. So, that's a long time ago. And again, it's not like it's gone away, the consumerism, but I think it's become leavened with more of the original meaning and even some new meaning. So I do think there are other threads you can follow rather than just, what did you get? How many presents? How much were they worth? That kind of thing. Yeah. Because that is hollow. It is absolutely hollow. And everyone loves presents. Everyone loves to get presents. Most people love to give presents, and that's great, and that's fine, and it's cool that it's part of it. But it really just should be a part of it. It should just be part of the celebration of the underlying and the real meaning. And I do think we do better with that now than we did 50 years ago. So that's positive.
That's very positive. Although one crazy thing, I got to mention this. People are going crazy about Christmas carols, like "Baby, It's Cold Outside," right? Yeah. Really? If that's your, that's the problem. It was brought to my attention by a couple of people that are from the Eastern Europe. They'd said, "You Americans are hilarious. You guys don't even have enough problems, so you have to invent more, just so you can have problems."
Yeah, women getting paid 80 cents on the dollar isn't as upsetting to you as a Dean Martin song from 40, 50 years ago. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's figure this out.
And honestly, it's more than that. It's more like 60 years ago.
Oh,
and
God, is it really?
Yeah, and it's really one line. I agree. That one line's a little rapey.
There's a little rapiness to it. I agree. I agree with you.
It's the one line is, "What's in this drink?"
Exactly right.
God, that one you gotta cringe a little.
Well, it was like 60 years ago, different time, different place.
When you think of now or roofies, I think she was merely referring to its alcoholic content.
Yeah, I think he was spiking the drink. I get it. I kind of get it, but at the same time, come on, people. It's been on for 60 years. It hasn't destroyed your lives.
Come on. It's clearly was meant to be playful. Exactly. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Exactly. If it was a guy kind of like encouraging a girl who really didn't want to stay, I'd say, "Oh my God, let's get rid of it. It's adding to the problem." But that's not the intent of the song. It was written at a time when women couldn't just say, "Yeah, I want to stay over," because we weren't in that time period. It was considered kind of shameful if you wanted to do that. And that's what she's referring to.
Yeah, and her whole family. Imagine today you know, in our society, all of those family members, let's face it, giving a rat